Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, today we are going to cover pastel techniques. Just for beginners, just the basic techniques to help get you going to so that you can make those pastel paintings that you want. It's not going to be anything complicated. I am going to give my patrons some homework. So if you want to do that homework and see that little project that I'm going to have them do, then be sure to sign up for my Patreon. I'll link it below just so you'll have it. Now, on Monday, we did supplies. So now I'm going to put some of those supplies into use and show you some techniques. If we haven't met, I'm Viv. This is Art with Viv, and September is Back to Basic month, and this is Pastel Perfection Week. So welcome on in, and let's go to the studio. Okay, so I've gotten 8 of the basic techniques that I want to show you. I've gotten them written out, and I'm going to show you how to do them. You got blending, scribbling, scumbling, hatching, cross hatching, broken color, line strokes, and side strokes. I also should have put layering on here, but I will show you that as well. Maybe I will make it be blending and layering on this one. And I'm just going to use my soft pastel to sort of show you these. Let's back this up just a little bit so you can see better. Now I have a piece of foam core board. My table has ridges in it. It's always good to work on something that has a little bit of give to it, so that's why I use the foam core board. I am going to do it flat. I don't recommend doing it flat just because the way I got my camera set up will be easier. But when we do our live tutorial on Friday, I am going to be doing it on the easel, and I'll have my camera set up differently. So blending. All blending is smoothing it out. So you'll want to just apply your pastel, and you can use your fingers to blend. You can use a cotton swab to blend. You can use a stump to blend. Or you can use your soft brush to blend. So I'm going to do another one over here, and this time I am going to put a lot of more pastel on. Now these are just the soft pastels. You can also take a hard pastel on top of that and layer it and blend it with a hard pastel of a similar color. So we're just layering that. Now you see all this excess pastel that is on my paper watch. See that? That's why you don't want to do your pastels laying down. You want to do it with it sitting up, so all that will fall down, and ideally you'll have a little tray under it. But I'm doing this because of my camera. So you can blend those together with your finger, and this is using much more pastel. You saw I put a ton on there, 2 layers. I put the soft pastel on first, and then I took that hard pastel and just worked it in even more, and it's a deeper, richer color. Let's put a different color on top of that to show layering. So not only have I layered that with a blue soft pastel, but I have also layered it with a hard pastel, a soft and a hard. So let's do another color over that. You can layer another color to blend 2 colors together. That is real. So you can blend 2 colors together. You can blend the same color and just make it a little bit darker. Let's try even a brighter green, and we'll blend that in there. And we're layering on top of these other 2 colors and blending them together just to see how that looks. And I'm using my fingers, but you can use those other tools that I showed you earlier. Now I am going to clean my fingers so we can go on to the next with my handy dandy little wipes here. So we can do the next technique, and my pastels won't get dirty. So the next thing we're going to do is scribbling, and that's just like using You can use any kind of loopy, zigzag, any kinds of lines you want to to color in an object. Let's pretend we got a little circle here and we want to fill it in with some scribbles. So you can do scribbles like this. I'm going outside the lines. You can do zigzaggy scribbles to fill in an area. You can do loop-de-loops. You can just do little circles all around like that. So there's different ways to do it. I'll show you with a hard pastel. It might be a little easier to see. You can do loop-de-loops. You can do zigzags. And you can just do like little tiny little circular motion. So that's scribbling, how you can scribble to fill in an area. It also will help give you some texture to that area. So that is scribbling. It's just lines, loop-de-loop, zigzag, just to fill up the area. Then scumbling is you're going to use the edge of, and you're just going to sort of tap and drag. That's scumbling. Just tap and drag to fill in an area. So that's scumbling. Let's scumble in some different color with it. Scumble. So that's scumbling. Then hatching, all hatching is some parallel lines put close together to color in an area. You just put parallel lines close together. And you can combine two colors if you want to. So we're just coloring in an area using parallel lines. You can also come in with another color on top of it, and even a third if you want, up to you. But that's just hatching. Hatching is parallel lines that are just put very close together. Now cross hatching, you'll do parallel lines one way, and then you will do parallel lines going the opposite direction at an angle sometimes, right over those lines. So you have like a crisscross pattern. So this is cross hatching. And you can do your lines any direction. That's just at an angle. You could also do them up and down, and then straight across horizontally. That's also cross hatching. You can do your lines in any orientation. They just need to overlap each other and go in the opposite direction. Like this one's horizontal, so we're going vertical with the next overlapping lines. That's all there is to it. Broken color just means you're putting in tiny strokes, or they could even be large strokes, but you're just putting in strokes of color to fill up an area. Usually you can do that with several colors, like I'm going to do here with the blues and the greens, but we're not blending it together. It's not blended together at all. Just like these are not blended, this is the only one where we're blending. Broken color, you're just sort of layering the colors on top of each other in short strokes, but they could be long strokes, but just in broken strokes. And so that's broken color. Monet, Van Gogh, all the Impressionists used some form of broken color in their artwork. Here, I'll do it where we're not blending them on, just small, short, or just strokes of color that aren't continuous lines or one solid shape. It's just the shape is filled with tiny, small strokes of color. Now you can do line strokes. You can do, any kind of lines that you want. That is good for sketching. So line strokes are just exactly what it says. You're just making lines with your pastel pencil. And they can be curvy lines, any kind of lines that you want to do. And then side stroke, those are usually wider. I am going to lay my pastel, this is my hard pastel, and we're just going to go stroke on the side and see how quickly that covers up a large amount of space. We can do the same thing with our soft pastel. You can also practice with different types of pressure, you know, lighter or softer pressure to see how that goes. But those are the basic techniques that you need to get started. Now, if you're a member of my Patreon, a paid member, I'm going to give y'all a special homework assignment. So go on over to Patreon and get that assignment. Sign up if you haven't signed up already so that you can do that with us. So I hope you've enjoyed these techniques. Those are 8 techniques, really 9 if you count the layering, that you can use for as a beginner to start to learn how to control your pastel and make some marks and get some things going. Again, just head on over to my Patreon, join up at the $3 level. We are going to do homework from the $3 level on up, and it's a special assignment for them to get them warmed up using these techniques. So I hope to see you over there. If not, thanks for coming. I appreciate it, and shout out to my patrons. I couldn't do it without y'all. Thank y'all so much. Oh, Friday. Don't forget Friday. We're doing a live on Friday, a live tutorial with pastels. We're going to put all of it together, the things that we've learned in the last 2 videos about our supplies and about our techniques. We're going to put it all together and do a live tutorial on Friday. So I hope to see you there. All right, now, bye. Happy painting. And just don't get too stressed about it. It's supposed to be fun.